Hello there, Palash. Alright, so let's see. Sorry for the slight delay in getting your work back. There's so many students in the sentence guide course now. Just a bit overwhelmed, but let's keep going. So the issue of the decreasing rate of interaction within families has grown in importance over the last few years. Good. So here I made it plural because you didn't put an article. You didn't say within a family, within the family. So I just made it to plural. Okay. I firmly believe that currently there is less communication between close relatives compared to the past. Good. This essay will analyze this topic using survey evidence from universities like Harvard and Oxford to demonstrate points and support arguments. Fantastic. Great start. I love it when students can follow the sentence guide. It makes it so much easier to read, which makes it easier to read for the examiner as well, which is exactly what we want. So firstly, young generations are now very reluctant to share information with family members. This is most likely because they prefer to spend less time in discussion with other members of the family, even with their parents. They often would like to spend their free time using gadgets such as smartphones, laptops, and TVs. Good. So, first of all, we need to get the pastime. We can't say pastime, we've got to say spend time. And also I changed like to such as, and also you'd have heard me introduce often, probably, maybe. Okay, and this is hedging. And you need to introduce hedging into your essays. Have a look at the final chapters of the sentence guide, okay, and it explains it in more detail. Recent study by Harvard University among 5,000 urban people shows that they would likely to enjoy, no, they would prefer to spend 80% of their free time with electronic devices, same problem as before, rather than with their family members. Therefore, interactions are reducing between members of the family. Good. Need to get a little bit, and we need to make some improvements with these example sentences. Okay. But it's a very good start, very good first paragraph. Secondly, increased competition in every profession also contributes to a decrease in family time. Good. The reason for this is that people are now more career concerned than before. Good. A recent survey by Oxford University among professionals of various sectors has revealed that due to the competitive nature of their job, on average, they need to work 6 hours extra per week, and 20% of them struggle to allocate any quality time for their families. Good, very good. This is creating psychological distance between members of the family, which results in less communication. Fantastic paragraph. See, this example was a million times clearer. I didn't have to go back and reread it. You're doing well, but we do need to improve the use of articles. Okay, there's a few instances where the articles were not 100% perfect. To conclude, technological development and professional involvement reducing time allocated. Okay, so a lot of information there. Let me go again. To conclude, technological development and professional involvement is reducing time normally allocated for family members. Full stop. That would have been fine. Okay? This might have an adverse effect in our society if measures are not implemented to address the issue. Okay? So wrong tense there. We perhaps might need to review the conditionals. But this is a really good start. Very impressed, very pleased. Great to see you're implementing the sentence guide. That's fantastic. The acronym as well. Taking notes and you're paying attention. That's great. Let's go. So reading is one of the most common activities for a child. Good. The question is it better than any of the gratifying actions to grow expertise and visualizations? We can't really use visualizations. That's different from imagination. Also, Palash, try and avoid a direct question. Okay, this is formal academic English, and yeah, direct questions are not that common, so just avoid that. And the same information could have been presented, but in a without the need of a direct question. This essay will analyse the topic using examples from the US and UK to demonstrate points and support arguments. Fine, very good, very good. By the way, yeah, we do need the article here. Okay, if you'd have said from France and Germany, that's fine, but these are abbreviations, so we use the and the here. Okay, because it's abbreviations. We don't need it here actually because we've already going to use this one, the US and the UK. We can, it's optional, but it's not very eloquent. Firstly, reading has numerous benefits. However, playing on electronic game consoles can develop skills that would be impossible to develop by reading only. Good. This is because when playing on consoles, a child can develop spatial, reflexive, and cognitive skills that are hard to achieve through reading. Fantastic. For example, research by Harvard has showed that children from the USA playing 2 hours a week on consoles such as Sony PlayStation outperform their counterparts by 20% in psychometric tests. Excellent. Very good. A long sentence there, but you managed to nail it. No grammar error. Good work. Very, very good work. Here there's a problem. For example, a study by Harvard showed, okay, or for example, research by Harvard showed, okay, so if it's research, it's a plural noun. We don't need the article. If it's a study, we do need the article, okay? Secondly, physical activities, especially sports, introduce new dynamics such as teamwork, creative thought, and motor skills. A study conducted by British sports councils found that students who are regularly involved in playing have more mental agility, good, yeah, than those who are not or rarely involved in any sports. Good. The reason for this is that when a child is involved in the pleasant activity like sports, it helps them to develop their psychological maturity. So here we change this to plural, and then we say them, just to make it clear. We could have also said because it helps to develop his or her psychological maturity, but his or her sounds clumsy, so you've put there, so therefore this should be plural. Okay, change it to plural, then we avoid making it masculine or feminine. To conclude, I totally agree. No, totally is spoken English. I strongly agree. I firmly agree with the opinion that participating in a pleasant task is far more beneficial to a child for his cognitive development compared to reading. Good. It is expected that future educational institutions will focus on encouraging students to engage in activities and it will engage in other activities in addition to just reading. Okay, that would have been more relevant to your essay because we weren't really talking about what they like most. We were talking about physical activities compared to reading, not personal preferences. Okay, Palash, this is a really good start. Very impressed. What I want you to do now is make a list of the mistakes you've heard. Okay, make a big error list document. Research those grammar mistakes if you want to do well in this course. Look at the rules. Also, implement all the corrections you've heard on this video. Send me back your corrected essays, send me back your error list, and send me back two new freshly written essays and I'll try and get it back to you as soon as possible. Okay, and send it all back to me in one email, and then everything works faster. Okay, so you're doing good. Let's keep on improving, buddy.